Hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of Hyperanalyzing LCS, the series where I discuss the biggest macroplays and smallest microplays from the LCS and give attention to the tiniest of details that can decide the outcome of the game. This week, we will look at some plays from Week 1 of the 2021 LCS Summer Split. Let's start with the very first game of the split, TSM versus TL. The first major teamfight of the game is over the third dragon, where TSM benefit from a good play around Nocturnal.
Yeah, might be for competitive, the extra shield allowing him to survive. Team Liquid first position inside the river though, and that's a stolen Rumble ult.
Couple ults over the top, flash away from Sword Art. Nocturnal turns off the lights, the TP coming down as well. Will he find a useful target? Jumps into the Lee Sin, of course pretty tanky though overall, not going to be much. Sword Art hits the back line, equalizer over the top, locking him down. That's a bunch of damage, 2 for 0 so far to TSM. Looking at the third.
The big play in this fight is the engage from Sword Art out of the brush. But watch how he gets into that position. As the Nocturne ult is used, TL's vision is reduced. They group together and walk forwards towards Huni on the flank. However, with reduced vision, they do not see Sword Art enter the bot river brush. Through Pro View, we can see this from CoreJJ's POV. Before the lights turn off, TL last sees Sword Art and Lost zoned off by Jensen's stolen equalizer. As Core walks forward towards Dragon Pit, the only TSM member he sees is Spica. TL has no idea Sword Art has walked into that brush, and Sword Art catches them off guard, stunning 3 as the equalizer rains down from above, and TSM immediately kills Core and Jensen, earning them their second dragon. The TSM TL game was looking largely in favor of TSM, up 7k gold, 93 in towers, and the Infernal Soul to their name as they pushed for TL's final inhibitor, when suddenly, Team Liquid showed that the comeback was still possible.
Jensen's peeling away, they know this, they know they can take that fight. Power of Evil, tanky enough. Nocturnal comes in, going for the dive yet again. They find a couple of stuns, that's big damage on the CoreJJ. How about the re-engage? They're right in front of the rubble of the Nexus, and there we go. Huni's gonna drop for 1, Guardian Angel gonna be popped for a second. A good fight so far. A shutdown comes in for Tactical, and he's staying alive so far. They're looking pretty good on this one, 5v3, but can the disengage work? CoreJJ stays alive, Alfari at 50 health, a big shield for Sword Art, but it's time to shut them down. The kills coming through so fast. 1 man left alive.
And they do it! Team Liquid defend their base at the last second here.
TSM used the Nocturne and Rumble ults to zone TL away from the inhib, but with Alfari diving into TSM's backline, TSM decides to focus on the fight, leaving the inhib 1 hit from death. Alfari's damage forces Lost to use Stopwatch, while Huni is quickly killed by Santorin and Tactical. Tactical Arcane shifts forward to take down Lost, but TSM cannot finish off any of TL's members. Alfari is killed but revives due to Guardian Angel. TSM turn their focus to Santorin, who gets knocked away by Buster Shot as Lost tries in vain to get out alive. Damage is then focused on Jensen, who deflects that focus with Zonya's Hourglass. Tactical flashes behind his tanks, and Jensen and Core are forced to flash away as well, while Alfari barely manages to escape. Meanwhile, Tactical is untouched and poised to win this fight for Team Liquid. After flashing away, he arcane shifts over the base wall, forcing Sword Art to use Stopwatch. Sword Art then jumps over Tactical, and TSM is no longer capable of killing him, as he uses a final arcane shift forward to finish off the fight. Undoubtedly, the LCS upset of the weekend was when last placed Golden Guardians took down first place Cloud9, and it was a Blaze Olive who put the team on his back with a series of huge plays on Zoe, showing off every part of Zoe's kit.
Waiting for those supers to come in. Time is on your side. Here we go.
Stun lands, big damage. Zonya's pop, but they find a stun in the backline. King has ult to get away. A flash for Blabber keeps him alive, but King is down. Equalizer buys a lot of time. Second sleep will land onto Viego. Doesn't ult to get away. Second stun comes across. They're going to find a lot of lockdown, and he finally ults away. Stays alive for this one. Dunk comes across, but it might be Vulcan just doing it to keep his team alive. Has the Zonya's Hourglass, burns a stopwatch, re-engage. Will they kill him? It's a 1-for-1 so far. The chase comes in. Perks has resets, has to ult right back out though. Blaze all out of Zonya's, trying to run away.
Solo. He does TP. He did transform right back into Mini, so he's gonna have to build up his rage.
And they're rushing down Baron fast. They're gonna have Iconic around 3k health. Here comes the fight. Dunks right into the Mega Gnar, and that's gonna blow him up instantly. And now how about the re-engage? King is low, but he is not dead. He can look for the fight again afterwards. Is the re-engage good? There is a sleeping Rumble. There is a dead Rumble. And now the chase on a Vulcan. Puts on the shield. Not gonna matter, stun's not gonna help him anymore. Iconic, they've got a ton of damage. He's gonna buy a few more seconds. Randuin's in a locket shield, keep him alive. A flash for Stixxay, dodges the Lee Sin Q. Zonia's for Fudge, gonna get him almost nothing. Flash to safety, tries to stay alive. Now the stun into Perks, he doesn't have good ways to get away. Ignite is on, the chase is in, Ablaze Olive finds one. Perks gonna find himself dead. That's gonna be 3 unanswered kills. Nar's holding the base. There's Baron's a freebie, or is it the base instead?
With the gold lead over 9,000, this looked like a game that should be easy for defending champions Cloud9 to win. But 33 minutes in, Ablaze Olive started to turn the game with some huge Sleepy Trouble bubbles. The first is this shot onto Blabber that really looks like it was aimed at King, but it allows Chime to aim his Solar Flare at an unmoving target. Chime uses Zenith Blade onto Blabber and flashes to stun King, and although Blabber is able to Zonias and flash to survive, Stixxay is able to finish off the opposing AD carry. Ablaze Olive uses Portal Jump over the wall to land asleep onto Perks, which once again gets followed up by an easy stun, this time by Solo's Gnar. Perks ults away as Vulcan finds a nice engage for Cloud9, but Ablaze Olive lands a third sleep of the fight and the second onto the low health Blabber, who is easily finished off with the Paddle Star as C9 disengaged the fight, losing 3-1. 1.5 minutes later, GG looked to approach C9 at the Baron pit. A quick kill onto Solo makes the fight look winnable for Cloud9, but that is immediately turned around as Ablaze Olive lands a long-range Paddle Star that nearly one-shots King and does a good chunk of damage to Blabber as well. He then finds a nice sleep on poor Blabber as he tries to eat the Honey Fruit, and a nicely angled Paddle Star goes around Vulcan's attempted body block, finishing off Cloud9's jungler, and Golden Guardians win that fight 2-1. Perks' teleport is matched by Olive, but it puts C9 in a position to flank the rest of Golden Guardians. Iconic is almost killed, but Ablaze Olive returns to the fight with a Rocket Belt usage from his W Spell Thief into a Sleepy Trouble bubble onto Fudge, who uses Stopwatch to avoid dying. Fudge flashes coming out of his stasis, but Ablaze Olive picks up his flash with Spell Thief and uses it to chase and kill Fudge. In Fudge's dying breath, he leaves behind a charge of Stridebreaker for Zoe to pick up with Spell Thief, and Olive uses that with his real flash to finish off King. Iconic and Chime take down Perks, and Golden Guardians push into Cloud9's base and win the game, still down 1,000 gold as the Nexus blows up. In under 5 minutes, the Guardians gained 8k gold more than Cloud9, got 10 more kills than Cloud9, and most importantly destroyed the Nexus of Cloud9, and they did it with 3 incredible fights from Ablaze Olive's Zoe. The TSM EG game had an abrupt ending that somewhat overshadowed this incredible play from Power of Evil that set up TSM to take the sudden victory.
Can he find some kind of a flank? Get some wards down. Now that ward could be a one for himself in a few minutes, but now that ulti's gonna find PoE. He can burn his Zonias, and he's got so much damage. Actually, Zuka has to flash away from Victor, but he still trades one back. So at least Power Evil gets his life, but Gnar also dead.
Yeah, Impact just got a solo kill onto Huni. Caught him
Okay.
in mini, takes him down, getting one back, but lost. Cracking base on the top side. No one's missing from AG. They're saying, all right, we're down to trade. Let's get going. But Lost can continue pushing forward here as well. Is he just going to go for the win?
They need some wave play. They need someone for wave play. Lost is saying, okay, I'm going for Nexus. It's too late. They're going to knock Spica has stopped some of the recall to stop the base push as well. So the turrets are rolling. Does a single recall even go off? No, EG are lost on the wrong side of the map. They need one to find their way into the base, but Lost has found the victory.
With Lost pushing the tier 2 top lane turret, Evil Geniuses see the potential to pick off Power of Evil in the mid lane, using Shurelios to speed themselves up and the Equalizer to slow PoE down. With the Equalizer trapping PoE against the wall, PoE turns to get some damage onto the Evil Geniuses squad, knowing he is dead in this 1v4. The first part of Victor's death ray hits 2 members of Evil Geniuses, and the second pass-through hits 3. PoE then drops the Chaos Storm and Gravity Field in Evil Genius's path, and uses his stopwatch. In chasing PoE, Evil Geniuses have ended up with 3 people stunned by the Gravity Field, 2 of them taking continuous damage from Chaos Storm. While PoE is in stasis, both Ignore and Jizuke have gone from half health to 1 hit from death. With the time bought from Stopwatch, Power of Evil is able to get 1 more rotation of his E and Q, which is enough to kill Svenskeren just before PoE falls. At this point, Lost has just taken the top lane tier 2, and Huni is also dead from a 1v1 with Impact in the Raptor Pit. EG think they can base race TSM, which they absolutely cannot. Lost had a head start, and with Baron, buffed minions, and being Tristana, is barely slower than the 4 remaining members of EG. But there is one more thing to account for. It isn't a 4v0 in TSM's base, it's 4v2. After some indecision, Spica and Swordart use their Baron empowered recalls to get back to base, and Spica is able to clear the wave. With TSM having their 2 tanks in the base, EG know they cannot keep pushing, but it was already too late for them to recall, with Speaker there to stop them and lost already on the Nexus towers. For EG to stay in this game, they needed to recall at least 2 people after killing PoE, since no individual would be able to survive against Lost Tristana at this point in the game. Despite EG picking off both solo laners, there was no way for EG to win the ensuing objective trade. A poor macro choice led to TSM taking the win right there, but it was Power of Evil's unlikely 1v4 kill that set up that unfortunate predicament for Evil Geniuses. The most intense game of the week was a 53-minute battle between Evil Geniuses and FlyQuest that came down to FlyQuest base defense against a Baron and Elder Dragon empowered EG team.
And readily available.
15 seconds left on this Elder Dragon buff for EG. FlyQuest waiting out this timer. The clock ticking away.
There it goes again. Equalizer's coming out with Recon going in, and Evil Geniuses looking to take the fight with the Elder. Why? They still got the chance. It's Danny looking to spin to win. FlyQuest somehow keeping everybody alive, and Evil Geniuses might get punished in time. 2 kills coming out. 3 kills going out. 4, 5. The Nexus stays alive, and it's an ace for FlyQuest.
70-second death timer.
With the Elder Dragon buff expiring, EG wants to take the fight right now, but unfortunately, they just dived too far. A nice QSS from Johnson gets him out of the set ult and onto his fountain. At this point, most of EG's damage has gone into a Lee Sin with Guardian Angel and a Wukong clone. FlyQuest has most of their team on the fountain for extra healing, but more importantly, they are out of range of Jizuka's Tristana, the main damage source on Evil Geniuses. There are 2 players in particular who come up huge as this fight goes on. First, let's watch Licorice on Wukong. His clone gets him away from the Recon ult and a bunch of damage that follows, and he turns around and gets a crucial 4-man cyclone that prevents the Evil Geniuses from reaching Fly's backline. Danny dives the backline but is quickly exhausted by Dreams and gets his own GA procced as the Elder buff expires. With FlyQuest's whole team, including the revived Jose Deodo on the fountain, EG turn to kill the Nexus, realizing they can no longer contest the teamfight between fountain healing and no longer having the Elder buff. Licorice uses the second charge of Cyclone to lock up Svenskeren, who is now alone and taken out by the rest of FlyQuest. That same Cyclone also knocks out Danny as soon as he gets out of GA's revive, and he can do nothing to stop himself from getting killed again. Now let's watch Jose Deodo's Lee Sin. Coming out of GA, he is able to use Safeguard to get back onto the fountain, away from the EG squad. Jose is the first to respond to EG's attempts to end the game, as he goes for the target that is doing the most damage. With a ward hop and flash, he gets onto Jizuka's Tristana and instantly kills him with E and ult. Even with just impact and ignore, the Nexus falls to below half health, but it is an easy win for FlyQuest in the 5v2. Without Licorice's incredible cyclones and Jose Deodo's assassination on Tristana, Evil Geniuses likely would have won this game, but instead, FlyQuest walk from Nexus to Nexus and take the victory for themselves. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Hyperanalyzing LCS. Hit subscribe and come back next week to see my analysis of Week 2.